Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Billionaire Ninja stream. We're trying not to miss any days, so we are streaming. We're about an hour late. We were supposed to stream at 5, but you know, we're not perfect. We forget sometimes. So let's change the name of our stream. Let's start with that. And let's call it, was Coramor worth it? There we go. What's up, Raygun? What's up, Matthew Ward? What's up, Jackal? What's up, I Get Sick? What's up, Blue 4? So, I'm about an hour late. I was supposed to actually be on an hour ago, but I failed at that. Once again, I have not started the fight for Pyro yet. I will, if I can't get on tonight, I will try to get on Wednesday night. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get on tonight. Because I haven't even been to Pyro. Can you believe it? So when I was doing my Misfortune review, which I'm still working on, because every time I got into game to use it, it was not working correctly. I couldn't get the boxes to appear on the sides, so I couldn't like film an animation of that happening. But I definitely did, you know, some scraping and straw holing, whatever we want to call that one. So yeah. But one of the things I wanted to do uh, is I actually wanted to show you guys what looks like. I don't know if this is 100% accurate right now, but it does kind of look like it. It kind of looks like you really don't need to buy uh, the the new Hornet, the Super Hornet, because you can the F7A. If you have an F7A with that turret, you're good. So let me set this up for you, because this was kind of interesting. So we'll take the Super Hornet Mark II, and we'll, oh wait, we gotta refresh this. Oh, it's not letting me change it out, so something's wrong here. Here, let's just go to PTU. PTU data. What's up, Citizen Ninja? What's up, Full Nelson? So we're actually gonna just take a quick look at the fact that you really don't need the Super Hornet Mark II. Because you can, I mean, we all know at this point that you can, you know, update the base Super Hornet, or the base F7C Hornet, without necessarily getting the Super Hornet. So this is interesting to me. So I'm gonna pull these up, and so we could like see what the differences are. because there's not as many differences as I thought. All right, almost done. So we need the anvil, F8A Hornet Mark II. All right. So let me share my screen here. What's up, Easy the Troop? It's a good day today. I might actually get to play some Star Citizen. We'll see. Yeah, I actually initially bought the $30 credit variation and then went back and got the $25 because I was like, save the 5, get the you know, the armor. No reason not to for somebody that spent this much on the ships. I have not tried out my Super Hornet yet, and part of that is what I'm about to talk about yet, right now. All right, so let's put this up on the screen. All right, so actually, let me zoom in a little bit. This should be good. All right. All right. So this is our new Super Hornet, right? And this is with the new with the Heartseeker edition, right? Now, what I like to do is put this in the position that most people would actually run it. So most people shouldn't be running Panthers anyway. They should be putting attritions on this thing. And you could change these out if you want to and go with ADB4s or something like that. But the Revenants are pretty good. So let's do the same thing here. Obviously, you would have to pay to do this upgrade. So we're going to put the nose turret on it, put the attritions on. Then we're going to put that ball turret on, right? So this is just your base Hornet, right? Your 2 Revenants. Now you got the attritions, right? Except these are size 2s. So that's the difference here. You can only get the size 2s at if you have the base Hornet. So then we go to the F8A and we put the Heartseeker on there and switch this to attritions. And then we just take the base Hornet and put attritions on these. No, these are ballistic, so we have to put ballistics on there. So let's put what is it? It's ballistic Gatling? So what will we put? We probably have to put the Mantis on there. Yeah, we probably got to put the Mantis on there for it to be similar. All right. So this is, you know, or wait, is this the right one? Wait, hold on. I think I did this right. Okay, well this is as close as we need to get anyway. All right, so we start out with the Heartseeker. We look at our DPS and alpha damage over here. 3908, 502 alpha. This is 3626, 431 alpha. This 3908, 502 alpha. Then this is 3392, 434 alpha. So even if you, let's reset this real quick just so you can see. This is what the F8A comes with. Obviously, you upgrade it a little bit. You can get, you know, a little bit more out of it. Going from that 2800 to, where did we put on it? We had the Mantis on it. So you can't quite get the performance of the Heartseeker, right? But if you look here, the F8A Hornet Mark II with the same Heartseeker upgrade as the Super Hornet, you're doing the same DPS and the same alpha damage with one pilot rather than two. So you really don't need the Super Hornet variation. So obviously you're getting, if you look here, it's really, you know, you get a little bit slightly better shields, but it's also slightly slower. So it's like a little bit of a give and take here. So you look at the shields here, 3 size 1s, a size 2, 2 size 1s, 2 size 1s, a size 2, and 2 size 2s. So you get the extra shield and you get the extra seat. So really you could just say, I'll just keep the F8A and I'll swap out the Super Hornet Heartseeker turret on my F8A, right? Like, you really don't need to get the Super Hornet Mark II. So the main reason to get it then just becomes, do you have 2 people that come with you? And one thing that does make it unique is now, of course, you could have somebody sitting in that turret and of course they get 360 motion, like in case somebody is like following behind you or something or off to the side. So obviously you get the multiple areas of attack, right, when you have someone in the seat with you. But then I started wondering, I'm like, well, I was super hyped to get this Heartseeker, but I don't like having ships that I don't need. I don't. But I do need a heavy fighter. And I need something with 2 seats. So I got the, I was assuming they were going to do some like quick balancing with it, and it's more so like you get the Super Hornet Mark II, it's the traditional looking Heartseeker. Like, I do like the way it looks better than the F8A variation of it. But I'm sitting here like, I don't need it. As long as I get the Heartseeker, the juice from the Heartseeker, so to speak, I don't particularly need it. So now that opens me up to, what else should I get? So I don't need the Super Hornet Mark II like I thought. I thought I was going to need it. I do want my heavy fighter. I do want a 2-seater, and I do want it to be separate. I do want to have a dedicated heavy fighter. So, yeah, that's the... So, I don't think I need the Super Hornet. Like, I think if you have an F8A, specifically an F8A, then the Super Hornet, I'm not saying it doesn't have a purpose. It does. 2 seats, extra shield, and it is a little bit slower, but it's also a little bit tougher. So I get that. Also, the ability to shoot at 2 separate targets, right? When you have that second pilot. But now I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I should seek a different heavy fighter. So I think, I'm trying to figure out what my advice to people would be like people who own an F8A and are considering a Super Hornet Mark II with the Heartseeker upgrade, of course. Now, you could just say, well, what you could do is instead of getting the Heartseeker upgrade, because there is something you can get that is not that doesn't include that Heartseeker upgrade, right? You can put the what is it? You can put those the Mantis Gatlings size 3s, get the 2 Mantis Gatling size 3s, and then have that what is it? Missile turret for the person that's in that second seat. And then, you know, you could put some extra missiles in there. So now you're increasing your missile damage. It takes away from your DPS, but now you have those extra missiles. So that is something that I could say, okay, well, maybe if you have the F8A, you get the Heartseeker upgrade for the F8A, which then like makes your F8A even more worth it, right? Because if you add that same Heartseeker upgrade to the base Hornet, you're not getting the same updates, right? Or the same upgrades. Because you'll be stuck with a size 2 nose turret. So then I start having to ask, well, what do I get instead? If I'm getting rid of my heavy fighter, if I now I no longer have a heavy fighter, right? So I start thinking like, do I just get, I don't know, like the ship that always comes back to me. I like multiple ships. I like the Vanguard Harbinger, of course. I've always liked the Vanguard Harbinger. I just think it needs some balancing. But I also, I'm not a huge fan of the Warden. But I think it's a good ship. And then there's, of course, the Scorpius. But I don't particularly like the wings being shot off of the Scorpius. So, I mean, but wings can get shot off of anything. But that's my dilemma. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I think I'm leaning, I don't know. I think I'm leaning Vanguard Harbinger. Because I don't know. But the thing is, it has what? It has the size 5, and then like a bunch of size 2s, right? And it's slow, but it's tougher though. And again, I would really only be taking this out when I had two people with me. So the DPS is going to be less, right? But you get all of those missiles, and then you get the size 5s, right? You get the size 5 missiles, the size 5 torpedoes. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. The Harbinger is the one that pops into my head though the most. I mean, I know the Ares and the Inferno and the Ion are making their kind of comebacks right now. The Guardian is a little bit too specific, and it's a one person. I really want a two person ship. I considered the Hurricane. What was it that I didn't like about the Hurricane? The Hurricane is fun to fly. That's one thing I will give the Hurricane. 2 people. What has it got? 2 size 4s, and I think a size 3. What is it? Is that like a, does the Hurricane have a quad turret? Yeah, I think it. I don't remember what it has, but it does have a nice little turret on it. But I think what stopped me from that, I think I was looking at the F7A and I was like, well, that thing has two sides. Like it has less firepower, I think, than the F7A. So you would be putting two people in something that has less firepower than a one-person ship, which brought me back to the Scorpius. So I really think the battle right now is between the Scorpius and the Harbinger. Yeah. But I'm like, do I need another RSI ship? I have so many RSI ships now. Oh my goodness, I have so many. Maybe I should consider the Guardian, the Guardian QI. I love the way it looks, but it's a one-person ship. I really two-person ship. And then I start thinking, well, maybe I don't need. Maybe I maybe I maybe I don't need a heavy fighter in that, like in that category. Like I don't need it to be a heavy fighter. Maybe I should just get a paladin and just run that with two people. So that's the those are the three things that are popping around in my head right now is Warden or Harbinger, um the Scorpius, not the Antares. It would be the base Scorpius. Um and I know that one has the quad. So I think the Hurricane does have the quad because that wouldn't make sense if it didn't. Um but technically, so the Scorpius is all size threes, right? But it has what? If you include the quad, it has 8 size threes, right? Built for two people. But even if every gun is focused on the target, you're not going too crazy. You have to upgrade everything. I'm trying to remember. Let's see if I can. Maybe I could just pull this up on the screen. No, no, it has size twos. It has size twos. That's what it was. Okay, glad I pulled it up. Yeah, you're getting pretty good, but and you have more missiles on the Scorpius. You don't have the toughness of the Harbinger. You got the smaller missiles, which I'm not sure if those are. I mean, yeah, they're good against heavy fighters, but they're not great. The Harbinger has like a mixture of missiles. So the Harbinger has size twos, size threes, and size fives. So you can, fire those off at whoever. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm dealing with right now. Um, but I don't know. I'm kind of, those are the three that I'm working with. I feel like if I got the Scorpius, that's more fun to fly. If I got the Harbinger, that's more of a dedicated heavy fighter with an actual heavy fighter role. And then I feel like if I got the Paladin, it would open up to being able to put more people in there, but I wouldn't really need that. So, and then you got the size fours and the size fives. But it's not as fast. Like it's not going to be as quick on the pickup. But the fact that both on the Scorpius and on the Paladin, you can switch the turret from the top all the way to the bottom is a big deal. So you guys let me know what you think. Yeah, I know that these things are not technically balanced great now. I don't really buy ships for necessarily what they can do now. I think the balance will come later. But the non-differentiation between the Super Hornet and the F7A Mark II, it just feels like the F7A Mark II is, with the Heartseeker turret, is like, this is as close. This is basically, you can get a Super Hornet. It's a one-man Super Hornet. That's what it feels like. Which makes me feel like I don't need a Super Hornet, which means I could take that ship and make it something more useful to fill a gap in my fleet. I'm trying to look at my, let me look at my ships real quick. I don't think I have a dedicated gunship, do I? I might. Let's see. I mean, besides the Perseus, of course. Yeah, I don't think I have a dedicated gunship. Like, I got a Phoenix, but it's not a gunship. Technically, you could say it's a gunship, but yeah, that's the only thing I have. So, interesting. Oh, we got a lot of people that hopped in while I was spouting nonsense. What's up, Full Nelson, Lily Pads, Karma Kappa, the Don. Who else we got in here? Yeti, Cody Fox, Catalyst Destiny, Mary, Shimpasta, Rotten Treats. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Well, who else? Who we got on Twitch? We got Quite Too Easy, Arcane. Who else we got? We got Ray of Hope. All right, so let's see what you guys are saying down here. Super Hornet is worth it if you don't have the F7A. I agree. Yes. So one advantage is you could pick up somebody, use it kind of like a personal recovery ship. I agree, but I can also do that with the other ships I mentioned. So that's why the mandate here is that it does have to come with a. Oh, who just subbed? Oh, thanks. What is that? Hostility? Hostility? Oh, I like that name. I like that name. Thanks for the follow, Hostility, and thanks for the subscription. Much appreciation. Subscribing with Prime. If you didn't know, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe through Amazon Prime without paying any extra money, because that's how the deal works with Twitch. And I always appreciate it when you use those for my channel. And shout out to the dual streamers. I'm noticing we're getting more and more dual streamers. So shout out to the dual streamers. I appreciate you. The Guardian with repeaters. Gladiator. Well, the Gladiator did get an upgrade. I don't think I really considered the Gladiator. Let me see what the Gladiator's packing now. Gladiator's butt ugly. Okay. Gladiator's nice. Gladiator's got the 2 size 4s. Oh no, the Gladiator's a 1-seater. It's got the 2 size 4s though, and then the 2 size 3s, and then it has a nice mix of very nice mix of. I'm glad they didn't do a Mark II, of the Gladiator, but I would love to see a variant of it. It's got the size 4s and then the 2 size 3s for the turret. So it's a pretty good. The Gladiator's a pretty good all-around ship. It's kind of slow though, I think. Guardian fits in the Polaris. Wait. Ooh, yeah, the Paladin wouldn't fit. That is an argument against the Paladin. The Paladin would not fit. It wouldn't be able to be used as a traditional heavy fighter because it wouldn't fit in ships like the Polaris. As far as I know. Let me check that. Paladin. Yeah, that thing's huge. It's bigger than a Redeemer. Yeah, it's not gonna fit in there. It's like twice the size of a Scorpius. Twice the size of a Guardian. It's significantly bigger than the Warden. What's the smallest gunship? The Redeemer? I think the Redeemer is the smallest. The TAC is gigantic. Starlancer TAC is huge. And the Starlancer TAC is also why I don't need the size 5s as much, because I have the TAC. So I do have a few arguments against getting the Paladin. Let me see, maybe, what else? What else could we get? I don't know, that's, I mean, I do like the Sentinel, but the Sentinel isn't really built for fighting, it's more command and control. Man, the Harbinger looks like it looks like the best one, but it's got the size 5 and then the size 3s and then a bunch of size 2s. So I feel like I'm not even, I mean, I would be mostly missile focused if I got the Harbinger. Man, it feels like I'm talking myself into a Guardian actually. I feel like I'm talking myself into a Guardian because the Scorpius doesn't have the weapons. The weapons are too small. It has a lot of them, but the weapons are too small for me to be like true heavy fighter. The Vanguard has a size 5 and then but it's mostly missile based and I prefer more of the dog fighting without the missiles. Like if I'm going to do missiles, I would go, Firebird or something like that and just, do the stealth approach with missiles. Yeah. Maybe I am talking myself into a Guardian. I don't know. I think it would be, until I get my Razor EX backs, I think it would be my only Mirai ship. I don't think that one has the firepower on it. I think the Harbinger has more firepower than the Guardian, though, when you consider all of the guns firing, right? Which one's tougher, though? Ooh, the Guardian's tougher. And of course, the Guardian gets that QED. I don't know. This sounds. I feel like I'm gonna have to just figure it out. I don't know. Oh yeah, pilot skill absolutely, but I don't think we could just ignore the stats. I think you know pick a ship that you like, of course, but I like all of them. I like the Harbinger. I like the Scorpius. I like the Guardian. I'd probably say the Guardian is my favorite as far as looks. The Scorpius is my favorite as far as like nostalgia. The and the Harbinger is my favorite as far as just like uh, how I don't know. I just like the way that thing shoots. I like the way the guns look on it the most, I guess. Um, yeah. Have you heard that for 15K you get a F8A? I have not. Where is that coming from? Uh, yeah, I don't see anything about the F8A. Let me see. It did get an update 6 days ago. Yeah, I don't see anything about that. Where'd you get that from? That for at 15K you get F8A. I would love that because then I wouldn't just have like two, you know, F8C Lightnings. Because right now I have the executive edition and the base. It is cool to have like three different skins for your F8C though. It's pretty cool. Well, four actually, right? I think it's four. So are you sure it's the F8A and not the F8C? Hasta Lily. Hasta Lily, not hostility. I get it. I get it. My fleet currently has a Galaxy. My fleet currently has the Galaxy as my cargo ship, and I don't like the Ironclad, PTSD from the Caterpillar. What larger cargo ships are you hoping they make that can do 1K plus? I want a big consolidated Outland or Argo hauler that can land and have external cargo. Consolidated Outland. Well, the Pioneer has 1K, but it's not external. So you can get a Pioneer, and then it'll do more than just cargo. But 1K plus external, and I don't. I'm trying to think of like what would make sense for that. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time with that one because the whole series is the king of external. Gattack has the Raylan, but that's only 325, I believe, SCU. External is, I think the external part is where you lose me, but yeah, there's not a lot of options for 1,000 plus cargo. There's just not a lot of options for it. Um, I don't know why you don't like the Ironclad yet though. It's not out yet. So I would wait till it comes out. You're not gonna have to wait too long for it. It's gonna come out in the next 18 months or so. We know it's coming out in the next 18 months or so. So you don't have to wait too long comparatively to the rest of the ships we've waited for. San Chimera, thanks for yet another sub. I appreciate the 4-month streak. What's up, Great War Mage? The RSI Black Widow. So you're saying the F7CM has a slight edge in PvE, F7A in PvP? Okay. I mean, I can make up the difference, I think. I think I can make up the difference. Okay, so Lily, you're saying you picked up the Paladin for your 2-person heavy fighter. So I guess if I am taking out a heavy fighter, I'm probably planning it. Cuz this is what I'm thinking, like would my heavy fighter be the ship that I take with me as my extra fighter? Or would my heavy fighter be like, I'm going to go to base, get my heavy fighter and go out? Because if I'm going to keep it in something like a Polaris, or keep it on on top of the Kraken or whatever, well then I could fit the Paladin on top of that. So I guess it really comes down to what ships would I put it inside of. Because I can imagine wanting to take a heavy fighter with my Odyssey, because you're lacking on firepower a little bit. But then again, you could just pop a F7A in there and you're pretty much good. So, I don't know. How many ships do I have that can fit another ship inside of it? So the Pioneer, the Polaris, we're excluding the Kraken, the Odyssey, technically the Merchantman, but I don't know if that can fit a full-size ship. Yes, it can, because it can fit the Defender. And I think that's it. I think those are the only ships I have that can fit a full other ship in it. The Endeavor, technically the Crucible, I guess. So yeah, I guess I don't really need to fit it inside of anything. Maybe that's the tidbit I needed. Because right now it's the Guardian QI, but I'm also thinking the Guardian QI, I'm going to get a Zeus MR at some point. But if I have the Guardian QI, I don't need the Zeus MR. But the Zeus MR, I think, has more utility, because then I could grab people and put them inside. And it's a ship you can live inside, right? You can live inside the Guardian, but I think the Zeus MR is more open to more people, and obviously it meets the 2-person standard that I want as far as this ship. So I don't know. That Paladin does look nice. I kept myself from purchasing the Paladin, and maybe that was. I think I was. When I was thinking about the Paladin, I was thinking about my fleet at the time, and I didn't need it at the time. And now I'm seeing like, oh well, I wanted this Heartseeker, and now I've spent the money on getting the Super Hornet, which I could just keep. Don't get me wrong, I could just keep it. But I just don't see the need. I feel like it's like having the same ship twice for me, even though I've listed the differences. Um, Let me look at the Paladin one more again. One more again. I did pick up that paint for the Paladin, so I do have that. I'm just forgetting what all the weapons are on it, or what the missiles are on it. I think it has size 4s, and yep, it does have size 4s. So it has size 5s. It has the size 4 guns. Obviously, the size 5 turret, 2 size 4s on the sides, and then yeah, missiles. Yeah, oh, it might be the Paladin, man. It might be the Paladin. Not to mention, I don't have a dedicated gunship. So that could be my dedicated gunship as well. So, all right, let's enough of my enough of my dilemma with picking my ships. Yeah, I have the when I think my issue is I have technically 2 heavy fighters already. So I have 2 F8s. So that kind of sours a lot of the other heavy fighters because I have 2 of those. So like I can't just keep adding heavy fighters. But that's actually an argument for why I should potentially get the Paladin or something like the Harbinger, because those are like, the Harbinger's technically a bomber. And the Paladin is more of a gunship. So yeah, I'm just going back and reading everybody's stuff here. What will I do with the heavy fighter? Well, I did explain what I would do with it. It's specifically for when I have at least 2 people with, or when I at least have 1 person with me. And I want both people to be able to, go out and fight in it. But I also want it to be in the role of a heavy fighter. I want it to be able to do a lot of the things a heavy fighter can do, but it doesn't have to be limited to that. Definitely never look at the stats in a vacuum. Always look at the purpose. Always look at the fighters. Matthew Ward, just get all of them. I tried that strategy. That's how I ended up in the Praetorian club. All right, I am not getting into that other one. I have flown all of them except well, no, I haven't flown the Super Hornet yet, but I have to do a review on it, so I'll fly it soon enough. But it doesn't look like any, from based on the stats, it doesn't look like it's too crazy of a different fly anyway. Thanks, Panzer. What's up, Radiant? What's up, Voodoo? What's up, It's Just Me? What's up, The Star? Stove S, what's up? What's up, JF? Blue Vapor. See, a lot of people jumped in. All right, so what's everybody thinking of the new Ion and Inferno changes? Did they fix it? Because I haven't flown it yet. Did they fix it? Question, what is your take of using a Liberator to move your fighters and other stuff along with your other big ships since it only takes two to crew? I'm not sure I believe the Liberator is a 2-crew ship. Like, I get that it's operational with 2, but I think I would prefer to have 3. I think I would rather have a pilot and 2 people on guns. But that's my take on it. I don't think they'll, like, thanks Full Nelson for the subscription with Prime. I appreciate that. I don't think that they will nerf it because it's a $575 ship, and my biggest question with the Liberator is what do you do with the Liberator now that the Ironclad exists, and the fact that they're working on the Ironclad first. So obviously, and I said this in my Ironclad versus Liberator video, they serve 2 different purposes. But I guess I wonder, like most of the ships I would want to move with the Liberator are small enough to fit also in an Ironclad. But the thing is, I don't know if they'll actually be able to fit through the top. I don't know how that'll work. So I don't know if they'll actually fit. So I do still think the Liberator still has a purpose because it is a shipping ship, right? But I don't personally need an Ironclad because I went and got a Kraken. Obviously, the Ironclad requires much less crew, but I just don't see myself moving a lot of, like, I don't see myself moving my very expensive ships without a crew with me, without a full crew with me. Like, even if I had the Liberator, I'm bringing at least 4 people with me, or at least 3 people with me. So if I'm bringing the Kraken, I'll probably take 6 people with me. So it's not saving me that many people as far as, like, you know, who I'm going to bring with me. So I don't know. I like the Liberator. I do think it's a good ship for people to purchase. I think it has like 400 SEU of cargo. Not to mention it's also like a drop ship. It's got some decent weapons on it. And like you said, low crew. So I do like the ship. I just don't. I don't know. I think you can find other ships that can move your fighters. So it depends on what your specific reason for wanting the Liberator is. Like, what ships are you intending to carry on it? Right, the MR is more for dedicated bounty crew. Yeah, and that's why I wanted the MR. That's my reason for kind of staying away. Why I didn't originally purchase a Guardian. The Guardian QI I think is a great ship, but it is, like you say, it's a kill ship. What's up, Omega? So you have the F8A Mark II, but kind of wish you could upgrade it to a Super Hornet. Well, Maxon, you technically can by getting that Heartseeker. If you get that Heartseeker upgrade, it can do almost everything that a Super Hornet can do. That's the crux of my problem here, is that you have an F8A Mark II. If you get the Heartseeker turret, it can do pretty much everything. It can outshoot a base Super Hornet, except the base Super Hornet can do the missile thing. So, yeah, but seems to me that you can have your cake and eat it too with the F8A. So everybody who had Guardians melted them down. Well, I see a good reason for a lot of people to melt their Guardians, because they're not balanced right now. But I also, my hesitation with the Guardian is because it's like size 5s. And I want my heavy fighter, I don't mind if it has a size 5 or if it has size 5s on it, but I need some size 4s in there. I would have preferred that it had like 6 size 4s or 5 size 4s or something like that. But, or, maybe 2 size 5s and 2 size 3s. I could have worked with that. But at what it is, it seems more like it's like a, that whole punching up thing that they talk about. That's what it seems like it was built for. Yes, the Liberator can carry more ships. It is a shipping ship. What's up, Disposable? Guardian is the loner for the Paladin. That's pretty good. The new Ion is amazing. Okay, good to hear. Now that's something I definitely could not get. I definitely couldn't get. I can't go Ion and Inferno. I can't do it again. Oh, Redeemer is the loner. Okay. I think I have a Redeemer loner already for something else. Oh yeah, the Liberator has a use case. I wasn't trying to say the Liberator doesn't have a use case. I guess when I look at my fleet, I keep thinking like, what am I gonna use the Liberator for? And I can't think of a consistent way that I would use the Liberator. But I gave it a very high score if you watch my review on the Liberator. So I am all on board that thing being amazing. No, I can't go through the Ares heartache again. Can't do it. I don't want to buy that and then something happens that makes me not like it again. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, the Ares looks better than the MSR. I might even agree with you, but maybe I had some bias in the back of my head back here about what they did to the Ares the first time. For a smaller medium ship, what's up, the Star? What's up, Heretic? Risto, Lil Mantis, B-Jax. What's up? For a smaller medium ship fighter, would you get the Super Hornet Heartseeker Mark II or F8C? For medium ship, F8C. medium ships and light ships, the F8C is killing everything. The Super Hornet, the Heartseeker Mark II, well, that's my issue, right? I think the F7A, if you can get an F7A, but other than that, the Heartseeker is a way for people who don't. That's another good thing about the Heartseeker. I think the Heartseeker is a way for people to get the F7A without getting the F7A, because that's why that damage is so maxed, right? Or matched, not maxed. The F8C is a heavy fighter, but the weapons on it scream medium and light. Like it screams like you should be targeting medium ships. You can, don't get me wrong, you can fight other heavies with it. But yeah, the F7A specifically will take out your F8C. It will. But again, you know, pilots are pilots, right? Like you got to be a good pilot regardless of what you're flying. Yeah, I think the F8C will be balanced correctly. That's all I'll say about the F8C. It will be balanced correctly. I don't generally buy ships for what they can do now. I buy them for how well they fit in my fleet and what they're supposed to be able to do when they're balanced. You know, what they can do now is like a small portion. That's like maybe 10% of the 100%. Yeah, so the Star, you know, I tend to steer people away from the F8C because of your inability to upgrade to it and everything like that. So I would say Super Hornet Heartseeker Mark II. I would steer you away from the F8C. Yeah. That would be my advice. What's up, Disarray? I couldn't decide on the Heartseeker QI or F8C, so I got all three. I'm done with the all three approach. I have done it, and I have melted it, so I am no longer doing that. Ion for 90, Liberator for 250. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Going for the wait, who gets the, are you saying F8A or F8C? Did we confirm whether this F8A thing is real? I mean, we know the F8A is a real ship, but are we getting this at the 15? Did somebody already mention whether we get this at the 15K mark? Was there some news that came out that I missed? Cody Fox says, do you think it's worth it to get the Endeavor Master Set or just CCU into Endeavor and buy the modules you want? It depends, because I only think the Endeavor Master Set is worth it if A, it's like your favorite ship and you need all the modules, or B, it's a ship you intend to use the majority of the modules for, or C, if you have multiple Endeavors. Those are the three conditions where I think you should buy the Master Set. If it's not one of those conditions, you should CCU into the Endeavor. And then just get the modules in game. I wouldn't even buy the modules. If it's not one of those three conditions, I wouldn't even buy the modules. I would just get them in game. Unless you, well, I don't even think you can get LTI on them anymore. So yeah, you would just be better off just buying them in game. Unless you like specifically are looking for like that warranty thing. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Liberator actually has more than the 400. I'm hoping it has more than that 400 SU of storage. I think it'll grow, and I think that's part of the reason why they keep pushing it back. Because there's no reason the Liberator should come after the Ironclad. Liberator's been, what? When did they announce that? 2020, 2021? They announced the Liberator? So years of waiting on the Liberator, and they haven't even like put it on the cycle of like, oh, we're gonna start making this. So my guess is it will grow, and I think they have to justify that price of, what is it, $40 more? It's $40 more than the Ironclad. That's the only reason I even brought up the Ironclad around it, is because it's $40 more than the Ironclad. Now it could be that the Ironclad's price grows to match it eventually, and then maybe they'll just be comparable ships. But right now, I need them to justify that $40 more. Yes, it is. It's got a different purpose. So Ray, you're saying your friend already has the F8A? So what? How do you get one though? Is the question. Is it at the 15K mark that you get the F8A? Are they switching it from the executive, or is it in addition to the executive? Okay. So yeah. So is it instead of the executive or in addition to the executive? They did just change the website, by the way. If you guys haven't been to the website, they did something I like, but I also don't like. I feel like it's one step. Oh, it's instead of it. Oh, okay, okay. That mean, but I feel like if it's instead of it, it's instead of the F7C Lightning Executive Edition, we probably are going to get to either keep the skin for that F8C and be able to apply it to the F8A. I don't know. That's weird though. Yeah, there's probably going to be changes. So I don't. Can this friend explain what have they explained to you what the differences are between the F8A and the F8C, or are those, is this publicly known knowledge? Because I am in the 15K club, so this is a ship that I am going to get. So now I'm excited. Maybe it'll solve my problem that I have, this paladin problem that I have. I don't know what it can do though. I don't think the Urkel stats are correct, but maybe they are now. So let's see. Let's go. Anvil F8C. What are the differences? Okay, let's see. Oh, the F8A has size 4s in place of the tarantulas. It replaces the two of the tarantulas with size 4s with M6As. Here, let's put this up on the screen. All right, so the A has M6As here. The C has the size 3s. This might solve my problem, because that's been one of my most common problems with the F8C, is that it didn't have that punching power. I always thought it should have two size 3s, two size 4s, and then two size 2s, because then it can fight all the way up. Okay. So it's also changing the size 3s to M5As. Oh wait, is that? No, it has two size 3s, two size 4s, two size 3s here. So what? It has four size 3s, four size 3s here, six size 3s, six size 3s, and two size 4s. Okay. Yeah, I think that does solve my problem. I think that does solve my problem. Because that's my biggest issue with this one. all size 3s and then size 2s. That doesn't scream heavy fighter to me. But this screams heavy fighter to me. That many size 3s makes up for it not having like some size 4s. So yeah, I think that does solve my problem. But that means I still have... I also want to know what the skin looks like on that thing. It's probably leaked somewhere. I'll just wait, but does anything else change? Doesn't look like the parts change at all. What we got? Stealth grade B. What are these? This is the F8A. Stealth grade B, military grade C, military grade B. Expedition and Explorer. Expedition and Explorer. Yeah, it all looks pretty much the same. Doesn't have any extra armor or anything. I think the quantum fuel is bugged. Yeah, it looks like everything else is the same. That is significantly more firepower, though. And I mean, if you swap some of these out for... None of them are locked, it looks like. Definitely swap these out for attritions. I'd probably put Revenants. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I mean, you could probably swap these out too, and you know, match your rates and stuff. But yeah, that solves my problem. So if I really am getting an F8A, and this isn't like an early April Fool's joke, that does solve my issue. So thank you for that news. How lucky am I that I come up with this issue and then it's immediately solved? So my guess is it's in Evocati right now. So it wouldn't be on the concierge page or anything like that. It has size 5s? I didn't see the size 5s. I saw the size 4s. I don't know if I need size 5s though. On my heavy fighter like that. It's a nice to have. It's nice to be able to switch it. Serum. We just did the whole Heartseeker versus the Guardian thing. It depends on what you need. So the Heartseeker is better if you do not have an F7A. If you have an F7A, then I would go with the Guardian because it's going to serve a different purpose. And I would probably not get the base Guardian. I would get the Guardian QI because the Guardian QI is just seemingly the better overall ship. Okay, so hostility, like the not getting in touch with CIG. So you must have sent that ticket in when they went on break. Their breaks are extremely long in January. So you like they'll have a backlog that fills from the end of December all the way to the middle of February. So they're probably just now getting to that backlog. So you probably won't hear about them. You probably won't hear about them hear back for that ticket response for a while. At launch, melt the F8C, buy back the other vehicle, and get the F7C in game. I don't know what we're going to get from this Squadron 42 achievement. Oh, okay. So the it's going to get the ASOP terminal for the Liberator. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see. Question. I know you opened a couple other YouTube channels. Could you post them in your info? I found one of them, but am having trouble finding the other to check out. Oh, yeah. So, I misspelled the name of my other channels. So, here, I'll post them because I misspelled the name of one of them. So I did start 2 other channels. Let's see. So Billionaire Carbon and Billionaire Burner, but I misspelled one of the names, and that's on me. So I'll drop those here in the chat. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway. So go ahead, and if you got to be one of the first 1,000 to take part in the giveaway. Not a lot of content over there yet. We're still working on it, trying to catch up on my Star Citizen content first before we do that. So that's the Billionaire Burner one. Let me put that in Twitch as well. And then let me get you the other one, which is Billionaire Carbon. I put 2 I's when I spelled billion. And it was my second name change, so I have to wait before they'll let me change it again. So here's the Billionaire Carbon one. And then here is the Billionaire Carbon one. There you go. First 1,000 subscribers qualify to win the prize. I'm not quite sure what I'll do yet, but it's gonna depend on what I think the winner wants, because it could be something Star Citizen related if that's what they want, or it'll be like a copy of a game or something like that, like, you know, a brand new game that's out whenever we reach 1,000. And it'll just be like whatever the winner wants, I think. Not a lot of people on the Billionaire Carbon one, probably because of the misspelled name. So I will fix that at some point. Yeah, but it won't let me right now because I changed the name too many times. There's no announcement for the F8A? Okay. I mean, it could be an NDA thing for Evocati, but I don't know. I don't know. If I'm hoping it's true, and I'm hoping it yeah, I'm hoping that it's real. But we'll see. Can you in any way possible imagine that they would be giving the F8A officially away to concierge members, no path to obtaining it for normal players, and it wouldn't be a huge controversy? I don't think there would. I don't think that's the only way you'd be able to get it, though. I think that would just be the only announced way you could get it. 15K spent in the game. I don't care, to be completely honest with you. Somebody spends $15,000 on my game, they can have whatever they want in the game. Somebody spends $25,000 in my game, they can have whatever they want in the game. Somebody spends $48,000 in my game, they can have whatever they want in the game. Now, within reason, right? Like nothing that no pay to win button, but a ship, yeah, they can have a ship. But when it comes to not giving it to normal players, I don't agree with that. They definitely should find a way to give that ship to players who have not spent 15K. Whether it's grinding for it or whatever, I don't know what the solution should be for the way to give it to players. But I am thinking that it will be the reward for playing and beating Squadron 42. Now, I can't back that up with anything. I have no evidence whatsoever. It's complete conjecture from Billionaire Ninjas. But that's what I think. I think that the F8A will be the reward for completing Squadron 42. It just makes sense to me. It's a ship that a lot of people will want. It's a ship that will get people who would have otherwise probably not even played Squadron 42. It'll get them to purchase it and play it all the way through. And maybe you can only get it if you beat it on a certain difficulty level. Like if you beat it on the regular mode, you get an F8C with maybe a cool paint, a unique paint, or maybe you get, you know, your choice of a certain ship or something like that. I don't know. But maybe if you beat it on a certain difficulty level, then you get the F8A. So I don't know. They haven't said anything by it, but if I'm hoping that it's true, and you know, if it's under NDA, then obviously we wouldn't have heard about it yet. So we'll see. I know there might be somebody in here that's a avocado, and if you are, don't tell us anything. we wouldn't want you to wreck your, you know, your status. Oh yeah, they did fix the avocado stuff, so they can talk about it now, right? Well, it may be a level above that. It could just be in testing, not even at Evocati. It could be in quality. What is it? Quality control. I forgot what they're called. The testers, QA, quality assurance. I don't know what they're called, but the people who work for CIG. So, we'll see. We'll see. If that does sound. Until Invictus to announce, like, oh, you know that F8A thing that you've been seeing flying around, you can get it now. And maybe you have to do like, I don't know, the same thing where you have to go and get the gold ticket and do it, but maybe you got to collect 3 gold tickets now or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just now hearing about it. I have no more information than any of you have. No more information than any of you. This is my first time hearing about it. Yeah. Uh, 2 cutters standalone right now. Oh wait, did somebody ask another question? Have you seen the standalone cutters with the paint and LTI in the store? Intrepid also has LTI. Seems to be Chairman's Club only. Is this a new thing? They did make some changes to the website, so let's go check that out. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Gotta go to my Chairman's Club account, which is where's that one? Nope, that's carbon, that's burner. I need. All right, so let's go check out RSI and see if they have these things in the shop. Pledge store. You might have to send me a link because I'm not seeing it. I'm only seeing the 6-month insurance. Maybe let me. Is it game package? Let me look at game package. You said cutter. Nope, that's 6-month insurance. Let's see. And you said Intrepid. Nope, that's 6-month insurance as well. So you said with paints though. Let me see. I see Interceptor, Company, Exploration Mega Pack, Tycoon Pack, Convoy, Dominus, Praetorian, Legatus. Let me see. Ships. Nope, it wouldn't be in there. So let me just go to the concierge store. So if you're wondering, the way they changed the website, when you click on your profile pic at the top right, it now says your store credit, UEC, and rec. It always did, but now it says my citizen dossier instead of going to like my hangar and all that stuff. So that's the part I don't like, is because it's an extra click for me to get to my hangar. But what am I trying to get to? I'm actually trying to get to the concierge. Because now you have to click on account settings, and then you click on my hangar. But let's go to concierge and see if these ships are available. Where's my store? Where's my store? Oh, there it is. Okay. Saber, 8 paint pack, Guardian, Intrepid, 4 paint pack, Intrepid, Oblivion. I see paint packs, but I do not see the full ships available. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it in there. So you might have to send a link for that one. Do you think they will ever do an overdrive event to convert F8C to the F8A? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I don't think they could do it the same way, but I could imagine. I mean, I don't think they should do it the same way. They could do it the same way. Um, I think it has to be more than that. I think it has to be more than that. I don't know what it has to be, but I think it has to be more than that. I think it has to be something bigger. Oh, well, yeah, during Luminalia, it was for sure, the Intrepid for sure was available. I don't know if that's what you were talking about during Luminalia. It definitely was available. It definitely was available. Okay, so the Intrepid was taken down 10 days ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. Wow, it's been an hour and a half, people. I was streaming for an hour and a half. It did not feel like an hour and a half. It did not feel like an hour and a half. But I do need to go and do other life things especially if I want to attempt to play any type of video games. Let's find somebody to raid, though, because you know what we do. We like to raid around here. Let's see. Who is on and who is playing Star Citizen? I have never raided Sugar Wallace. So let's raid Sugar Wallace. Sugar Wallace. If you have any last questions, I will try to answer them very quickly before the raid timer. But other than that, we're gonna raid. Good chat, everybody. We solved some problems, maybe a little. Sugar Wallace is good peeps. Good to know. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you Wednesday. I will be back somewhere between between 12:30 and 1:30. I will be streaming. So come back Wednesday for more. What should I do with my fleet? All right. Let's raid. Boom, boom, boom. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.